Hi, I'm Philip.
And I'm Axel.
And
Together we are Fast Cooking. Now today we're going to be making Millionaire's shortbread. Now to start off you want to be making the shortbread. Now for the shortbread you're going to want to put some brown sugar, specifically half a cup of brown sugar. Indeed, we do have our measuring utensil right here. We're going to be putting half a cup brown sugar if it actually opens. We are also going to add a pinch of salt in the bowl already. After that is all of our brown sugar, which is going to be slightly problematic. Actually, notice we have white sugar. So we want to put half a cup of brown sugar, a tablespoon of kosher salt, or just 2 pinches of salt. We want to also put 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract.
That's right, folks. It's good.
It's a bit more.
But, you see, this is an example of what you shouldn't do. It's just too much.
Just put a little bit less than that.
Amen.
And we have to put half a cup of unsalted butter. Now, we have to melt this butter first.
Well, you get a pan, and that's what's in a pan, okay?
We need a pot.
Yes.
Pan. Our these are big. Now, we need half a cup of unsalted butter. So this should be fine. We want to melt that. And while it's melting, you can prep your chocolate. Yes. Well, actually we just need one. Sure. So now my friend here is going to break up the chocolate into pieces of 2 while we are going to wait for the butter to melt. We're going to measure. No, don't put them in. As you can see, this is very coordinated teamwork.
The best laid plans are the ones done last minute.
The best laid plans of mice and men often go askew. Is that the quote you wanted?
No. No, what are you talking about?
I don't know, we did that recently in English class. Okay.
That's not what I was going for, but sure.
But sure.
I guess it's
it gives us an impression of intelligence. For remote intelligence. So now that we have our chocolate, you want to take approximately 2/8 of it and break it into just small pieces.
Now, as you can see,
Just make sure for 4. Oh God,
we have 12 pieces. 12 pieces of chocolate. What's 12 divided by 8?
More.
I think I just beat the cameraman, to be honest. I think
No,
that's
don't cut it, don't cut it.
No, I'm not cut it. No, like, move it closer.
Oh no, my battery's running low.
As you can see, here we have the desecrated corpse of what's left of the chocolate. Here, see, this is what you're gonna want to have, sort of yin and yang of vanilla extract and brown sugar. You see, we have put a little bit too much, but you know, just keep trying to practice the recipe, and eventually you'll maybe be better than us.
Probably. You'll probably be better than us, because we are not very good at cooking.
Now, as you can see here, the butter is melting in that. So when it melts,
try not to make it boil like I have done. Put it on medium heat, not high heat.
Again, people, professional chefs.
Yes.
Now here, as you can see,
we have all of our ingredients laid out on the table for easy access, so you don't need to reach into the fridge last second.
And we should have done this earlier, but we didn't. But here we have. So you're gonna want to have.
You're gonna want to have
half a cup.
Yes, half a cup.
Do not be alarmed by the smell.
That is exactly.
That is a clean job, home dog. Okay, as we have here, as my partner is doing that, I will show you the rest of the ingredients that you need. So here you're gonna have some. What is this?
Heavy cream.
It is heavy cream. That is what we need. Heavy cream. The second chocolate is optional if you opt for if you have a sweet tooth. Then as aforementioned, vanilla extract if it'll focus. Yeah. Okay. And you're gonna want some brown sugar and some white sugar.
Yes, for the caramel later on.
And as well as, is this semi-complete? No, farina blanca. I don't know what this is in normal language. White flour, if it'll concentrate, yeah. So as you can see here, you're gonna have to whisk it with a whisk.
Yes. Until everything is smooth and homogeneous. Now that you've finished whisking it and you can no longer see liquid butter, so you see there's no liquid residue of butter. You want to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Right. Warning, do not do this near a computer. That is a very bad idea and a very bad situation.
So as we clear up this technical difficulty,
yes, technical.
we will check, and now you will gently pour it into the rest of the mixture. Now is a mixture to take out. Yeah, good job.
And now for the second one.
A second one, true. Now, do not be discouraged if you do not get this on the first try. We are trained professionals.
Yes, true professionals at work here. That's a little bit less than 1 cup. Yeah, that's fine. I said that out loud, didn't I? You want to take a bigger one. It's actually, no, you don't want to, because you're going to want to save that for the caramel.
Indeed.
You want to take your whisk that you previously had, and you want to start whisking this together.
Don't forget to be gentle with it, because this is not directly towards you. You're doing it. You could do a good job, by the way. Don't forget to do it gently, because if you do it a bit too, how do I say this?
Roughly.
Yeah. If you do this a bit too rough, it might you know, spill everywhere on places where you don't want it to spill, like for example, a computer.
Now, once you've semi-mixed it together, you want to use your fingers now.
Don't be shy. Get those fingers dirty. Otherwise, you won't get the accuracy that you need to make it delicious and nutritious.
Why did you have to say nutritious?
Disclaimer, it is not nutritious.
Yeah, it really is not nutritious.
But it's good.
It is good. Now that you've had a consistency of quite, it's something that sticks together when you push it, but it falls apart when you push. Basically, you want this sort of texture. You want this sort of texture. I don't know how to describe it with words, so I'm showing you.
Kind of flaky, kind of couscous vibes.
Yes. Right. Now, once you have this, you want to layer your
dish.
Dish, yes.
Or however you may call it. You're going to want to layer it in aluminum foil.
Not necessarily. You can also use cooking paper.
Whichever one you fancy. You're going to want to cover it as you would do with brownies.
I ripped it, but that's fine. Right. So now I want to put it like this, and you want to slowly put your dough in.
Remember, take your time. It's not a race.
No, and especially if you miss and it goes everywhere, you're gonna have not a very good time cleaning this up, because this is extremely flaky and extremely annoying to clean off any surface. Right? Once you've done that, you're gonna get the bottom of a ramekin.
Let me just get this product placement out of the way.
Not sponsored by Apple, but if they want to, sure.
Go ahead.
Right, so with the bottom of a ramekin, you want to flatten it out.
You do not necessarily have to use a ramekin, as long as it's hard and, you know, something that's clean.
Flat.
Something that's also clean. You don't want...
Yeah, you do not want dirty shortbread.
It's not optimal.
Yeah.
We usually try to avoid that type of stuff.
And now you make sure that it's been spread out to all corners of your dish. It may be necessary to break it a couple times to make sure it's nicely spread out. Now you want to put this on the side. And the last thing you want to do for your shortbread is dock it. In other words, putting a whole bunch of little holes in it. Now, you want to put this in an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit in, hold on, 170 degrees for 17 minutes, or until sturdy and golden brown. Now, of course, this can vary upon your dough texture. And these 17 minutes are going to give us plenty of time, to work on our caramel. Now, the caramel is by far the most tedious of the processes. Oh yeah, you separate it into two groups. No, Philip, take the camera. I'm removing the thing from you.
Wait, is it hot?
Yes.
Oh!
Please do not drop the camera, my mom will actually kill me.
I know, hold on, I'm putting the strap on. Wee strap.
Okay, now that you've finished cooking your shortbread, it should be nice and firm. You're going to want to put it right there. You're going to want to leave it to cool down.
Don't forget to put it on something heat-proof like these cork mats so it doesn't burn a hole in your table.
Because it will actually do that.
Yet again.
I'm definitely not speaking from experience.
And as we've mentioned before, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty hot.
Yep. And so you want... Now, we used white sugar, right? Because we implemented half a cup of white sugar. Usually we use brown sugar to get the stereotypical brown caramel look, right? As you can see, these little points are all sort of brown sugar because I added some last minute. Now, you want a texture, well...
I'm getting the phone out,
Okay, now that you have achieved the stereotypical sort of caramel texture, I think you can judge by yourself what kind of texture you should have. If not, this is the sort of texture you should have. A stereotypical caramel. I don't know how else to describe it. And now, once you have done that, you want to lay it all out onto your
shortbread.
Yes.
Now there are a couple of things, optional ingredients that you could add to your finished product. You could sprinkle in some M&Ms, or maybe some other snack that you like.
And of course, before putting the caramel on, you can always add a little bit more brown sugar if you have some, for an extra crunch and sweet.
Which we did not do.
Nope. Now that you've spread out your caramel nicely, now this does not look like actual caramel, this looks more like cheesecake. But we assure you that this is in fact caramel and not something else.
The fact that we did not put brown sugar gives you the stigma that this is not caramel, when in reality it is just a badly colored chimera.
Yes.
But looks don't matter. What matters is what's on the inside. And what's on the inside of this bad boy is a tasty treat.
Yes. Now, my friend is now going to take over and make the chocolate. Now he's going to put 8 of his pieces into this pot. Now, this setup is quite simple. It's one big pot filled with water, about halfway, and a smaller pot just on top. We are reusing the butter pot because we are running out of small pots. Go ahead. Now once he's done that, you can put it on high or low heat, it does not really matter. Now while this is melting, he's going to cut up or break into small pieces the chocolate. Now all of this he's going to put in a little ramekin. We can use the same ramekin we used to flatten out the shortbread. Now this is going to help our chocolate temper at the end. Now all we want to do is let this sit for another couple minutes, about 5, until it is fully melted. And once you have finished this, you can turn it off, take out the chocolate, get out of the way, get out of the way. Now be careful because this is very hot. And now, oh, whoops. You have to put in the rest of the chocolate. Philip, please, 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 now, to help it cool down. To help it cool down and temper.
We spilled a little, but you know,
that's fine.
Not a big problem.
No.
Now, one thing you have to be careful about is when you're making this, the water from the pan could easily sprinkle out and pour boiling water on you. So be careful, please. We don't want any lawsuits on our hands. So as my partner mentioned, my good friend Axel over here is pouring it now, and you see you get that nice layered type of texture. It really pays off to see this after all the hard work we've put into this. Looks a bit like a dead fish. The shape of the thing. By the way, this is going to be like time lapse, so you can say like a swear word or something if you want.
4.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Right, now that you've finished this, you have to spread out your chocolate. Now this is quite a delicate process, This, you don't want to have uneven chocolate, otherwise that is going to be audible, people. Thank you. We are eating M&M's. Not sponsored.
But yet again, just like.
Okay, now that you've finished spreading out your chocolate, you have to let it rest. Like all things in life, it takes time. Now we'll leave this and come back in about maybe 1 hour to see if our chocolate has solidified, and we'll give you a nice cross section.
That's right, guys. As my partner said, everything takes time, and eventually we will all reach our untimely demise. So, memento mori. Okay, so we're back here after around 2 hours. It has settled nicely, so we're gonna cut it. Axel, would you like to do the honors?
Of course.
That's a job well done.
Of course it is.
Now, we're gonna try it.
And of course, before that, we must always do a nice little cross section.
Why did I flip it? That's some good stuff.
And now we must put it through the taste test. So we are going to cut it once again into long rectangular sheets.
The cutting part is very tedious. It is very hard to cut.
Yes.
So, if you are not skilled enough, call an adult to cut it for you.
And so now we shall do the taste test. Take a seat. Thank you.
Okay.
Here.
3, 2, 1. That's really good. Actually good.
It's actually different from last time I did it.
So that concludes this episode. I hope you viewers found it helpful, and I hope that it was successful like ours was. And last but not least, I hope you subscribe, like, and tune in for next season when we will be doing Asian meals.
Indeed. Oh, and remember, for the caramel, switch out the white sugar for brown sugar, because ours came out like albino caramel.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. We are Facts Cooking. A bianco.